James Mansfield, and you're watching Rich Lux. I think I said that right.
What's going on, everybody? It's Rich Lux. In today's video, girl, we're talking about Joel, anything for views, Osteen, girl, and all the drama has been going around his church. So let's start the video, girl. So if you don't know who Joel Osteen is, girl, he's like what you call a huge mega church pastor of the world, YouTube. So he's like one of the richest pastors in the world. To get you up to speed, a long time ago, he bought a basketball stadium and turned it into a church. He's been racking in the dough every time, best-selling books and stuff like that. A lot of people say he's more of a motivational speaker than a pastor. Y'all can talk about that in the comments down below. And I have clips and proof and all the receipts, so stay tuned because in this video, I'm gonna show you all the receipts, girl. So he put out this tweet, girl, that basically said that the church has flooded the house and nobody could go to the church. And the whole city of Houston is flooded, girl. A lot of people have been going to other places for shelter, right? Well, somebody went to the church and recorded and said, there ain't no water here, girl. He lied. He don't want nobody getting mud in his carpet of his mega church. He don't want nobody here.
Oh my God, we made it. We made it to Lakewood Church. Look at it. It's flooded. Look at how flooded the Lakewood Church is right now. Totally flooded. That's Lakewood. You guys, it's really unsafe to come down here right now. Really unsafe to come to the Lakewood Church right now. Super unsafe. In fact, they put up cones to let you know that you can't come up here if you're in distress. That's how unsafe it is. Guys, Saturday and Sunday's been canceled.
Saturday and Sunday?
Yeah, Saturday and Sunday.
Oh, Sunday.
Oh yeah, that was, oh my God. Oh, what, you know how many people could probably fit in here? I bet there's a lot of people that could fit in here that need help right now. But you know what? They can't get over here because it's flooded with 90 feet of water. It's not flooded with 90 feet of water.
Every direction.
Every direction, we're flooded. Every direction. Open your church, Joel. Joel? Joel? Is Joel around here? Has anyone seen Joel? I'm really worried about Joel right now. Joel Osteen, if you're out here, please open your doors. Oh, I bet you're at, oh, look at the flooding. Jesus. I mean, I don't want to take his name in vain, but Joel! Flooding looks horrible right now here at Greenway Plaza. We're at we're at Joel Osteen's church, where he can't take anyone in because he's under so much water distress right now. Look at that. They blocked that off. Good job, Joel. Joel, it's horrible. The humanity, the travesty that we're seeing right here at Lakewood Church.
Traffic's going pretty well.
I don't think any rescue crews could get over here to drop off the victims because the traffic looks horrible. Look at that.
Look at it.
At least a centimeter of flood water. This is horrible. And not to mention this gate is open. I don't know if you can see this gate. It's closed. It's usually open, but now it's closed, so nobody can get in. There's some more floodwaters. My colleague Eric is running through the floodwaters right now. We're trying to see if Joel's here. We wanna make sure Joel can evacuate someplace safe. He only makes $55 million a year in book sales and other tax deductible things. We're going to check on him right now. Joel? Joel?
Joel?
Joel, are you here?
This is stadium 108 to 114. There's no water.
There's no water there?
Oh, no.
Wait, I was told by so many of his followers that it was underwater.
We are getting a little relief by the balcony.
The balcony is giving us some reprieve, I guess. But look at those carpets. Could you imagine how much money you'd have to spend on those carpets to get them clean? Could you imagine? Probably thousands of dollars. Probably thousands of dollars. I don't blame the guy. Joel? Joel, are you here? Joel Osteen. Has anyone seen Joel Osteen? He's flooded right now, apparently. I'm tired of everyone telling me that, oh, he's done enough. And when he can, he'll open up his church. Looks like you can open up your church right now, Joel. Why don't you go ahead and do it? Because you know what's happening across the freeway?
And other people were taking photos how they drove by and were like, girl, there ain't no water over here, girl. It's flood free. How come this church ain't open to the public, girl? You let everybody else in on Sundays to take their money, but now the whole city's flooded. You don't want nobody in? So people were saying that. They were tweeting that, and it was all over the internet, girl, and people were going crazy and basically saying, oh, he's a liar, exposed. What would Jesus do? This gained a lot of traction, girls, all over the news. Major news too, girl, saying how come he didn't open up his church doors. Well, then finally he opened up his church, girl, was letting people in. People were giving donations, and for what I heard, it was just a lot of people who don't really care about him or his church. They just want somewhere to go so they can just volunteer, and some people just needed a place to stay for a couple nights, so they went to the church, girl. The main shelters were over flooded with people, over like 8,000 people, girl. So it seemed like to me, he wanted everyone else's shelters to get full first, and then y'all can come over here. When all those are full, y'all come on over here. That's what it seems like to me. Ain't no wrong with that, but I'm just saying that's what it seems like. Well, then he had this exclusive interview, girl. But I think it was CNN, girl, and they questioned him. They're like, let's talk about the drama. What's going on? How come you don't want people in your church, girl? And this is what he said, girl.
You're familiar with the criticism that the church has faced, and I guess my question is to you, why did the church wait until yesterday to start taking in people?
Well, our church doors have always been open. In fact, we took people in right when the water started to recede, which was just a day or two after the big storm hit. But we worked very closely with the city. 4 miles down the road, the city established its biggest shelter with room for thousands, with beds, with kitchen supplies, with everything they need, security. They didn't need us as a shelter right then, and we coordinate with them all the time. If we needed to be a shelter, we would have certainly been a shelter right when they first asked. But once they filled up, never dreaming we'd have this many displaced people, they asked us to become a shelter, and we said, hey, we'd love to be a shelter. That's what Lakewood is all about. But I think this notion that somehow we would turn people away or we weren't here for the city is about as false as can be.
Pastor Osteen, it sounds like you think the criticism itself is unfounded and just a bit silly. But you guys did put out a statement on Monday, and in that statement you said in part, we are prepared to shelter people once the cities and county shelters reach capacity. I think a lot of folks probably read that or heard that and thought, why wouldn't the house of worship open its doors immediately, initially, even perhaps before some of the other shelters?
We're all about helping people. This is what the church is, and our church is all about. So I think I don't know if it's unfounded, but I think if people were here, they'd realize there were safety issues. This building had flooded before, and so we were just being precautious. But the main thing is the city didn't ask us to become a shelter then.
And Pastor Osteen, do you sort of wish you could kind of have a redo on the last few days? I mean, it has been a bit of a PR nightmare for you guys. What would you have done differently?
Yeah, I'm sure we've done something differently, but the fact is, I don't know that we would have opened any sooner, because again, there were safety issues. I think sometimes, somehow social media can be very powerful.
These are the pictures that people say were photoshopped the house.
If you're sitting in another state and you're not here, I mean, my niece was stranded right across the street from this building, nowhere to go. This building was 1 foot from flooding. If we didn't have our floodgates, it would have flooded. And so it's easy to say, wow, there's that big building, they're not using it. But we don't have volunteers, and we don't have staff that could get here. So we're all about helping the city whenever we could. If they would ask us to become a shelter early on, we would have prepared for it all and been ready to help. But hey, thank God we can do it now and help the city, in this way.
Were you surprised how ferocious the response could be on social media? I mean, I know you've been in the public eye a long time, so you're not a stranger to that dynamic. But were you surprised at how that reaction played out?
You know, I didn't. I guess I would say yes, but I don't really pay much attention to it. I've never read one negative thing, and so I'll let you know. The team tells me, hey, there's this big thing, but the main thing is social media doesn't run our life. We run our ministry. We do what we're called to do, and hey, everybody that's making a difference is going to have critics. And if you're sitting somewhere not in this situation, I mean, think of the story if we'd have housed, you know, a whole bunch of evacuees and the building flooded. We would look like, you know, that wouldn't have been a good story. So,
girl, it would have been a better story than what you got now, girl.
The main thing is we've been here for 60 years to help this city and be a blessing.
I'd rather you have people in there and then it get flooded, and it would have showed that at least you tried.
We'll be here 5 years from now helping these people. So,
but now you got mud in your carpets, girl. Bye. So what I gathered from all that drama was basically that I feel like his church was flooded and then the water went down very quickly. And I know that for a fact. I seen streets over here by my house where it got flooded and it was about to go into people's houses, and then it just like slowly went down as the night progressed. And I think a lot of places in this city got flooded very quickly, and then it went down. And a lot more places, the water never went down. So I think at his church, it did get flooded when the time that those photos were taken, but then the water did go down. So then it kind of causes like hysteria, this drama of like, oh, he's lying, these pictures are Photoshop or they're fake or something like that. I think it was flooded, but then the water went down. When the water went down, he started letting people in. But by that time, it started all this drama and people were just blowing out of proportion. That's what I feel, girl. I could be wrong. He could be a liar of the world. Who knows, girl? I know so many people think, a lot of people don't even like this man for whatever reason, girl. But I'm not here to pick sides. I don't even care, girl. You know me, girl. I'm not bothered. But I'm just telling you my busted ass opinion. I feel like he should have acted quicker. Boom, girl. I mean, if that's your church, girl, and you know people are coming for you the house and you're a multi-billionaire of the world, girl, you better go live on Facebook, go live on YouTube or something and be like, look, girl, there was water and the water is gone, girl. Come on down and stop spreading all these lies and rumors. He could have cut it in the butt right there and then. But, girl, I think older people, girl, they're just kind of like not hip to the game and they just kind of just go with the flow, girl. But I think if he would have acted quicker, it would have been better for his brand, better for his church, and a lot of people wouldn't be like, oh, lies, the house. But that happens a lot on the internet too, girl. Something happens, the problem's corrected, but by that time, it's already made it to something big and it gets spread around, and by the time that people find out the truth, they still call you a liar even though you're telling the truth, girl, so who knows. If you didn't know, I posted a documentary film of this whole entire storm on my YouTube channel. I put the link down below if you want to watch it, girl. A lot of people that I wanted to interview did not want to be interviewed. And there were some people where I was like, I will pay you for your interview, girl. I remember I asked 3 different women on 3 different occasions during that whole filming day. I was like, I have $100 cash in my hand right here. Give me a 3-minute interview, and they were just like, no, they didn't want to interview. One of them said, well, what publication are you with? And I was like, oh, I make YouTube videos. She's like, oh, no. So I was like, well, girl, whatever, girl, you lost out on money, girl. If you're over here in this shelter, girl, because you don't got no home, and somebody's trying to offer you $100 for a 3-minute interview, girl, I don't understand why people wouldn't do it. But, girl, a lot of people just have so much pride. You'll be amazed on how much pride people have and don't want to do stuff when they're out on their luck, girl. But you guys, other people, what CNN doing is not even offering people money. They just want to get free interviews, girl, to get the views, girl. Anything for views, CNN. So they're over there putting cameras in people's faces, girl. And she didn't want to be interviewed. And I think sometimes in this situation, you need to be like, can we interview? Would you like to be interviewed? And I've been seeing on the news they don't do that. They just simply start walking up to them with cameras and start talking to them. And a lot of people just say, I don't want to be on TV. I don't want to be interviewed. And it's already live. It's already going on TV. But if you don't want to be interviewed, just walk away. Just, you know, hide your face, girl. Look on your phone. Be not bothered. Ask you questions. You don't hear anything. Well, I don't know you, girl. Bye, stranger. But some people do, girl. Some people will be like, what's up, everybody? Follow me on YouTube. Woo, woo, woo. Oh, my gosh. So much flood in the world. And they be all up in the camera getting their 10 minutes of fame, girl. But some people, like I said, they don't want to be interviewed. And if you don't want to be interviewed and you're going to complain about not wanting to be interviewed in the interview, you should have never interviewed to begin with. Interview the interview. I'm still waiting for the water to go down and stores to be opened up and I can start getting mail in, start doing more reviews and stuff like that. But what surprises me the most is the amount of people, amount of subscribers who have reached out to me and wished me well and stuff like that. Even other YouTubers, girl, have reached out to me. One thing I learned this whole storm is you know who your true friends are, who your family is. They're the ones who are checking on you, calling on you, and stuff like that. But as always, girl, smash that like button, comment, rate, subscribe. If you like the video, share it. If you don't like the video, send it to your haters so when they watch the last 10 minutes of their life, they'll never get back. Alright, so next video. Peace.